Hello everyone, welcome back to another card opening here on Simon's Card Hut. My name is Simon, and today we're going to be opening a box that is a little bit older. Mtg Strixhaven School of Mages. I mean, as you probably know me, you know I like special slots. Oh yeah, I should add, it's a set booster display. So let's see what we get. And let's have some fun. So, old set box design. You have the flap and then whatever this thing is supposed to be. And then you have your boosters, which we shall now open. Also, they have this side flap, which I will not be using going forward, but just to show you, yeah, they decided to have that. Also, the last card is the Spirit, and the art card is backwards. It's a weird set. Let's see what we get here. We get a Devastating Mastery, and I like this. Like this special slot. It's an ephemerate, and I will keep it. We are, of course, how many were it? Let me see. I think it's 12 per pack. 6 to 10, 1 land and 1 art. Well, if we count the art card, we have 12, but we don't. We have an Illuminate History. I think it's a lesson slot. Let me compare with the previous one. Yes. So we get a lesson in each pack. Then a few comments, uncommons, and a Valentine, Dean of the Vein. Or we also get a Lisette, Dean of the Root. We get a Poet's Quill, a Growth Spiral. I just love this slot. I'm sorry. You will hear this a few times. In the next one, we have a Spirit Summoning for our lesson. We have a Plark, Dean of Chaos, or an Augusta, Dean of Order. A Rushed Rebirth, a Duress. And that's it here. On to the next pack we go. Where we get a Fractal Summoning for our lesson. Please learn your lesson. We get a Semester's End, a Negate, and that's it here. On to the next pack. Here we get an Introduction to Annihilation. I don't know if that's a good lesson to learn. We get a Fervent Mastery, a Defiant Strike, and a Foil Spirit Summoning. On to the next pack we go. We get a Mercurial Transformation for our lesson. Get Killian, Ink Duelist. Very popular. Spells you cast that target a creature. Cost 2 less to cast. Good for making your removal cheaper. Good for making your enchantments, buff stuff cheaper. Doesn't give your opponents anything. Very nice card. We get an Auric Law Mage. Thrill of Possibility. And that's it here. On to the next pick. Where we get Environmental Sciences for our lesson of the day. We get a Verdant Mastery, an Opt, and from the list. I've forgotten that it was already a thing back then. A Spring Check Shepherd. On to the next one. This time we get a basic conjuration for our lesson. We get a Blade Historian and a Divine Gambit, as well as a foil Dark Ritual. Very nice. Ooh, and we get, I'm not sure if I like that border, a Liliana's Devotee, which is apparently a purple colored card. Just kidding. It's obviously black. It looks silly, so I will comment that it looks silly. In the next one we get an Introduction to Prophecy, as well as a Wandering Archaic or an Explore the Wastelands. We get a Tempted by the Auric, and I've seen it already. We get a Teferi's Protection. Very nice. Very nice. And we also get a dual casting. That's also not too shabby. Teferi's Protection should obviously be quite the hit, but we shall see. First, our lesson today is Inkling Summoning. And by today I mean off the pack, of course. And then we get a Daemogoth Titan, a Claim the Firstborn, and a Necroblossom Snarl in foil, which is very shiny. First 10 packs are done. On to the next 10 packs. Now going down the middle lane. We get a Start from Scratch. We get a Frostboil Snarl, a Village Rites, and that's it here. Let's take the next one and see what we get. A Pest Summoning, Dragon's Approach, of course, very nice if you want to play lots of Dragon's Approaches in your deck. We get an Ifrit Flame Painter and an Adventurous Impulse. On to the next one we go. I think I'm actually missing one of the uncommons of the set. Let's see if we get it. An Elemental Summoning. Well, it would be nice to get it, but not necessarily required. We get a Harness Infinity, an Abundant Harvest, and that's it here. On to the next pack we go. Where we get an Expanded Anatomy, a Mila Crafty Companion. Oh, I was actually also looking for that one. In the extended art, or a Luca Wayward Bonder, as well as an Accomplished Alchemist, an Electrolyze, and a foil Witherbloom Apprentice. Yeah, give me more. On to the next pack we go, where we have a Reduce to Memory, which is actually not too shabby for a lesson. There he is. That's the one I wanted to have. Stonebinder's Familiar. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it triggers only once each turn. So safe. We have a Silverquill Command, a Whirlwind Denial, and a murderous cut in the list slot. On to the next pack we go. Another introduction to Annihilation. A Pestilent Cauldron or a Restorative Burst. We get a Velomachus Lorehold in extended art. That's cool. We get a Shock, a classic. And that's it. I think what was funny, I think there are also lightning bolts in here. We get an Inkling Summoning for our lesson of the day. We get a Strixhaven Stadium, fun little minigame. A Swords to Plowshares. Not the biggest fan of the art, but it's a good card nonetheless. And a foil Quandrix Cultivator. And on to the next pick we go. Not sure what the best Swords to Plowshare art is in my opinion. Maybe we should do a tier list. We have a Fractal Summoning for our lesson. A Culling Ritual, that's a nice one to have. Tendrils of Agony. Some of these art pieces are just. We also have a foil Cultivate and a Willow Dryad from the list. On to the next pick we go. Let's see what we get. We get a Containment Breach, which is actually quite nice design. You have to destroy something expensive, and if you destroy something cheap, you also get a little token to go along with it. Stormkiln Artist, also a very strong one from the set. We get a Collis Blood Mage. We get a Channel and an Access Tunnel and a Muscle Sliver. That's actually a pretty strong Sliver. One of the ones that buffs blows both attack and defense. In the next pack, we get another lesson, an Academic Probation. We also get, I can only pronounce this wrong, a Shale Dean of Radiance, or if you want to play it on the other side, it's Ambrose, Dean of Shadow. We get a Radiant Scroll Wielder, Agonizing Remorse, and a foil Rip Apart. Cool. And we're done with the middle. So Tempted means 10 packs left, switching to the left side. Another introduction to Prophecy. We get a Furycom, Snarl, a Snakeskin Veil, and that's it here. On to the next pack, where we have a Spirit Summoning as our lesson of the day. We have a Baleful Mastery and a Grapeshot, as well as a Shivan Meteor from the list. On to the next pack we go. Where we have an Elemental Summoning for our lesson. Expressive Iteration from this set. Very strong card. We have a Double Major and an Infuriate. And that's it here. On to the next one, where we learn about Necrotic Fumes. We get a Conspiracy Theorist, as well as a Strategic Planning. Not that spectacular. But not every pack can be. Another environmental science lesson. We get a low hold command, a harmonize, and a divine gambit in foil. And isn't it just a lovely foil effect? Yes, it is. On to the next pack. Another introduction to Annihilation. Lots of uncommons here. But for the rares, we get a Dragon's Guard Elite. We get an Eliminate. And that's it. That should have been a singular rare, not rares. My expectations were too high. On to the next pick. Another pest summoning. We get a Kelpie Guide, which actually also a cool card. We have a Dramatic Finale, a Cultivate, and a Blood Researcher. 3 packs left. I think there's still one mythic that I would like to have, but not likely. We get a Mercurial Transformation. We get a Kian, Dean of Substance, or an Imbraham, Dean of Fury, a Vine Glimmer Snarl, a Mana Type. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a foil Sign in Blood. And we get Hidetsugu's Second Right. Such a silly card. If target player has exactly 10 life, it deals 10 damage to that player. Such a silly card. On to the next pack we go. Another introduction to Prophecy. We don't need that anymore. We get a Venerable Warsinger, a Negate, and a foil introduction to Annihilation. And we're down to the last pack. Let's see what that one holds in store for us. Only the best, of course. Only the best. We get an expanded anatomy lesson. We didn't have that yet. We get a gnarled professor, a Weather the Storm, which is also, once again, look at it. Such nice art. We get a Tesserat's Gambit, which is a strong card to get. And that's it. So, this has been another opening here on the channel. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. And I shall be seeing you at the next one.